Hi, I'm Rusty Gaston, the CEO of Sony Music Publishing Nashville. Join us to hear the songs and get a front row seat to a songwriter's story. Each of their journeys are unique and they deserve to be celebrated. So come along on our new series, A Songwriter's Story.
In this first episode, I want to introduce you to Trannie Anderson, who's one of our talented songwriters here at Sony Music Publishing. If you like country music, then you most likely know her songs. But let's let her tell us how she got started.
Waco, Texas is a medium-sized town in the heart of Texas. I feel like I almost had a dual childhood in some ways because I grew up during the week in a neighborhood in McGregor, Texas. And on the weekends, I was a cowgirl because my family has land in McGregor and Crawford, Texas, and we have a little cabin, and we would stay there a lot on the weekends. My dad runs about 350 cows. I grew up hunting and fishing with my dad. That was my favorite part of my childhood, was just getting to stand in the middle of an open field and pick wildflowers and dream out there. It's my favorite place in the world. I started writing songs when I was 6 years old. On my grandma's upright piano in the living room. My first song was called Magic Carpet. I fell in love with sharing my songs with people at a really young age, playing at church. Knew someday I wanted to move to Nashville and chase this dream and become a professional songwriter. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. It has been the adventure of a lifetime for me. Neither of my parents were musical, really. My mom was a professional golfer and she was a golf coach. My dad was a banker and a rancher, and neither of them really spent much time with an instrument or singing, but there was always music playing in our house. That was always the routine every night, as my parents would be cooking dinner and be playing Marcia Ball or playing the Doobie Brothers or Elvis. And that was just my favorite time of the day because music for me at a young age, I was just like, oh, this is like family time. This is relaxing time. And so that really encouraged me to just kind of wipe the dust off that piano that was sitting in the corner and try to make some of my own. I don't really know what made me do that. It was like a moth to a flame sort of thing. I just was really drawn to it. They put me in piano lessons. That went well for about a year. And then I would learn a sonatina and rewrite the sonatina the way I thought it should go. My piano teacher didn't like that very much. And there was a guy named Gary Rhodes who was in Waco, Texas, and he had actually been a songwriter at Word Music Publishing. So there were some people in my hometown that were connected to Nashville in some way. And Gary, I grew up with his son and he knew I was writing songs, and he started giving me songwriting lessons when I was about 8 years old. He really taught me so much about song structure. When you're writing a verse down here, you want the chorus to jump up and feel like a chorus. I just fell in love with the craft of that. I got so nerdy about it, and it brought me so much joy. And what's so cool too is all these years later, I feel the same joy that I felt then when I get to craft a song. People don't take songwriting lessons. My piano teacher got mad at me for rewriting sonatinas, and I think that really led me to the craft of songwriting even more. I fell in love with sharing my songs with people. When I took songwriting lessons from Gary, that just taught me so much about how to craft a song from a melodic standpoint. Gary said, well, Trannie, maybe it doesn't need 10 verses, you know? And that taught me a lot just about how to create a song that could move somebody, and also something that was concise enough that they could latch onto it. And I think that like at a really young age was teaching me how to be a commercial songwriter.
Now that you know who Trannie is and how she got into music, hit that follow button so you can follow along with us on the next episode, where she talks about some of the struggles of being a songwriter.